What a difference a year can make, from the most terrible conditions ever experienced on Pikes Peak to the most glorious day you could ever imagine. We're here for the 74th running for the Run to the Clouds. It's the Chevrolet Pikes Peak International Hill Climb. Hello again, everybody. I'm Marty Reed. Some of the spectators making their way to their best vantage points on this 12-mile layout, and behind me, the 14,110-foot summit known as Pikes Peak. It is sheer terror all the way up. Don't go anywhere for the next hour. The road has had several changes. We'll point those out to you in just a second. But the big question is, can anybody beat the 10-minute barrier? Right now, Rod Millen was fastest in qualifying, but by only a second and a half over the old qualifying record, and he's going to have to come up with 6 seconds if he wants to break the 10-minute mark. Working with me again this year is Bart Kendall, and Bart, take us through this layout known as Pikes Peak.
Well, as the racers head away from the starting line, they'll make an immediate right turn, and that's the first of 156 turns as they work their way up the 12.42 miles of Pikes Peak. There you see the halfway point. That is Glen Cove. As you work your way past Glen Cove, we get up to the section we call the W's, where the drop-offs start to become intimidating. And there you see Devil's Playground, where last year's blizzard forced the shortening of the race. However, this year, Tony Romas is offering up the prize to the fastest driver through this section of the track. And finally, we get to the summit, 14,110 feet, and the air gets mighty thin. This section of road just above Glen Cove is a sight you've never seen before here at Pikes Peak. This looks like pavement or asphalt, but is in fact what they call a surface treatment. The reason they had to do this, because of the erosion problems the mountain was facing. What they've done basically is take the natural components of the mountain, the rocks, the pebbles, the dirt, and mix it with a surface treatment called Pen Suppress. Pen Suppress is 80% water and 20% of patented concentrate. It is non-toxic, non-corrosive, and may just be the agent of compromise between those who want to pave the mountain and those who don't.
I'm hoping that we can all come to some agreement that maybe we're going to be racing on some type of hard surface from the starting line to Glen Cove, and that some solution could be worked out on what we're going to do from there to the summit. I don't know what that would be yet.
3 areas of the roadway were treated with 3 different applications of Pen Suppress that could be classified as light, medium, and heavy.
Keeping in mind that it's still, we're treating the surface of the road. It's still basically a dirt road, but has had treatment applied. It will make it hard and give it a water-resistant surface. It is very easy to repair. Tom's crews can repair the potholes if they're individual, or he can regrade the road, reapply some Pen Suppress, and it'll re-heal itself. So it's very easy to maintain.
Even though the race had yet to be run, the 4 days of practice and qualifying had already allowed officials to evaluate the effects of Pen Suppress.
Well, the pros are that it makes a good hard surface, and when the water runs off of it, it comes off clean. It's not full of gravel and silt, and it at least leaves the road in a clean condition. And the cons are that it's not a hard surface as concrete or asphalt, and it tends to break up easier, but it's also cheaper to fix when it does.
The final decision will be based on many factors, including initial cost, maintenance, and durability. Although the issue of which product will be used is undecided, one thing is certain: the Pikes Peak Highway will be resurfaced beginning in 1998.
Back at the starting line, there's the king of the mountain, Rod Millen. Now, as the fastest qualifier, he has the choice of going first or last. He decided to go first, and he is going to set the mark so he can avoid what happened last year in his duel with Nobuhiro Tajima.
Yeah, last year with the race course deteriorating, he went second. Tajima might have had a little bit of an advantage, and Rod also said, hey, Gary Lee Knoyer's right in front of me. He's pretty successful here. I'd like to go right after him.
You're on board, and that camera is literally no more than 3 inches off the road surface. Now, what happened also to Millen last year was he got a signal from his pit crew that he was 16 seconds in front of Tajima. It turned out to be 6. He backed off the throttle, and he ended up losing by 7/10 of a second. That's the main reason he decided to go first. He's going to set the mark and make Tajima match him, and look at him flying.
I tell you, this car is incredible, and this is an amazing blend between technology and one of the best off-road drivers in the world. There's another look at another pretty fine off-road driver, Nobuhiro Tajima.
Tajima did not make a qualifying effort because he had engine problems. This is a brand new twin-turbo Suzuki. Now, remember, last year he had a dual-motor Suzuki. This is a single-motor, twin turbos.
Yeah, a lot of horsepower here in the Suzuki. Very lightweight car, but I tell you, they've had a lot of problems here in practice. He hasn't really gotten a full run. Hopefully he can do it today.
As you can see, he gets gets it around the corner here at Engineers very well. That big, huge rear wing. Here we go to halfway picnic grounds. How fast is Millen going to be? 129 miles an hour. Can he stop it through this corner?
Wow, he doesn't seem to be slowing down too much. And let me talk a little bit about the Toyota team here. This is technology at its zenith. Toyota has put in a lot of money. They want this win, and they want to break the 10-minute barrier. They put in research, they put in time, they put in money, and they put the best guy for the job as a pilot. We'll just have to wait and see if he can do it.
Before the race, we had a chance to talk to Rod because the road conditions are so critical to this car.
You know, I'm not a fan for seeing the road paved here at Pikes Peak. You know, the traditional dirt hill climb here, it's worldwide famous, and I'd love to see it the way it is. The pavement sections that we see are very good traction where it's clean. But, you know, with some of the overnight rains, it drags the gravel across the roads, especially in the corners. I don't know why it's only in the corners, but that's where it's very slippery. So we got to be a little careful. You're not sure until you get up to the corner exactly how much grip you're going to get.
I don't know about you, Bart, but I don't know how you can drive like that when you got to wait for the corner to find out if you're going to have grip. Because if you don't have the grip, you're sliding off the edge.
Yeah, you really are. And here's not a place where you want to slide off the edge. But Rod Millen has more experience than just about anyone in the field on all types of road conditions.
Here is Nobuhiro Tajima from Japan. Look at him fishtailing through here. He's at 122 miles an hour. He is slower than Rod Millen.
Yeah, but he doesn't look as smooth through the corner either. He's really loose there, and you see the rain moving in. That could be a factor. We'll find out.
And we've got a great duel going in the Unlimited division. As you can see, Rod Millen is approaching Glen Cove. Nobuhiro Tajima has just cleared the ski area, and we're going to pick action up with Rod Millen, and we're going to find out just how quick he is. Now, remember, in qualifying, he ran this section in 4 minutes, 28.17 seconds. He is 9 seconds quicker, so Millen is on a good run.
He really is. And now he's at that paved section that he was talking about that he wasn't real fond of. But I tell you, tires might be a factor. See how they handle the wear and the roughness of the paved section. You can see there, you can see the little chunks of gravel, the little abrasive things that will cause wear and tear on those tires and heat them up.
900 horsepower. This is the old Dan Gurney GTP motor that he ran in his Toyota Eagles, and it is just screaming up this mountain. Specially designed race car. I mean, this thing, purebred all the way, 1,950 pounds. In fact, at 100 miles an hour, it generates 1,950 pounds of downforce, which is just incredible in my mind.
Well, I'm sure Rod is strapped in and hanging on for dear life here. You're coming up to the end of the Penn Suppress section and back onto good old-fashioned dirt there.
Now, Nobuhiro Tajima, he is slower through Glen Cove by a wide margin. We're talking almost 11 seconds as he has got to get that Suzuki cranked if he's going to catch Rod Millen. And I guarantee you no one is telling Rod Millen he's got an 11-second lead.
I tell you, I get chills every time I see this. Let's fasten our seatbelts and watch for a while.
Coming up to the top of the W's, Rod Millen. He is hanging it out, trying to get as much grip as he can. You can see how much dust and dirt is being kicked up by those 4 BF Goodrich tires. Look at him, he locked up the right front.
He locked the right front, and he flipped it around. Rod is really trying as hard as he can here. And I tell you, there are 2 races going on right now. There is the race to win, to beat Tajima, and there is the race to beat the elusive 10-minute barrier.
Can he do it? Can Tajima do it? We'll find out when we Bart Kendall back with you at the Chevrolet Pikes Peak International Hill Climb. That is Nobuhiro Tajima, and he has got to get that Suzuki glued to the road if he wants a chance to catch Rod Millen.
He's really trying here. You see him as he comes to this corner. He flicks it around the corner there, and you can hear him. He's on the rev limiter there. He probably should have shifted up there, but he's really trying to get that thing. It's not handling just right for him, but he's really trying hard.
And he's getting a tremendous amount of wheel spin, and that's been the problem for everybody all day. Here is Rod Millen. Is the 10-minute barrier going to fall? No. He's just crossed it. Now, oh, look out, Rod. If he hooks that tire just a little bit further, he could have been shot across and off the mountain. He's going to come to the finish line. Will he stop the clock at 10 minutes, 13.64 seconds, so a good 9 seconds off of his overall record. Now the question is, can Tajima reel him in?
Well, I tell you, the work is really cut out for him. He's known as the monster because of his big frame and his intimidating driving style, but he's going to really have to exhibit all his powers to beat Millen today.
No, and it's not going to happen. He's already into 10 minutes, 14 seconds, and he's still got to shoot up here and make the left-hander. Rod Millen is going to reclaim his Unlimited Championship crown. Tajima in 10:21.88 seconds, the winning margin. 8.3 seconds, but in both these men's minds, the mountain still won today because they both wanted to see the 10-minute barrier fall. Let's make our way down to Victory Lane. Bart Kendall has caught up with Rod Millen.
Okay, Rod, just got the times in. Todgeman did a 10:21. You're at a 10:13. You won, but I sense you're not completely pleased.
Well, you know, there's one side, yes, I am, and the other side, yeah, we want to get under that 10-minute mark. You know, the road conditions down below were really fast, a lot faster than we expected. But up on top, it was very slippery. So, you know, I couldn't get traction up there. I couldn't get hooked up. So, you know, we won. That's very important. You know, next year we'll come back and see if we can get under that 10-minute mark.
Now, real quick on the experimental Pensu press that they tried out there. What were your feelings on that, and how did the car work on that?
In places it worked very well. In other places there was loose gravel across the top of the road, and there it's even slipperier than it is on a gravel road. So, you know, I have mixed feelings about that. You know, I prefer the old traditional Pikes Peak of a gravel road from start to finish.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, mark your calendar now. July 4th, 1997. That's when we'll do it for the 75th time. It's going to be a great celebration. And will the 10-minute mark fall? We'll find out then. For Bart Kendall, I'm Marty Reed. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next year at the Chevrolet Pikes Peak International Hill Climb.